Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into a time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
A funny Saturday with episodes of the Jimmy Durante-Garry Moore Show, Father Knows Best, My Friend Irma, The Bird's Eye Open House with Groucho Marx, along with the delightful Dinah Shore, and Peg Lynch and Alan Bunce in another episode of The Couple Next Door. That's all coming up on this Saturday. This is the 17th day of May, 137th day of the year, 228 days remaining. In L.A. on this date, police surrounded a home in Compton where the leaders of the terrorist group known as the Symbionese Liberation Army were hiding out. SLA had kidnapped Patricia Hearst of the fabulously wealthy Hearst family publishing empire months earlier. Earning headlines across the country, police found the house in Compton where a local mother reported her kids had seen a bunch of people playing with automatic weapons in the living room of the home. While she was among them, she recorded this statement.
I died in that fire on 54th Street, but out of the ashes I was reborn. I know what I have to do. Our comrades didn't die in vain. The pig lies about the advisability of surrender have only made me more determined.
On this date in 1974, L.A. police shot an estimated 1,200 rounds of ammo into the tiny Compton home as 6 SLA members shot back. Tear gas containers thrown into the house started a fire. The SLA refused to surrender. Autopsy reports showed they continued to fire back even as smoke and flames were searing their lungs. They clearly chose suicide and martyrdom over jail. Patty's father, Randolph Hearst, remarked that the massive attack had turned dingbats into martyrs. The raid left 6 SLA members dead, including leader Donald DeFreeze, also known as Cinque. Patty Hearst not inside the home at the time. She wasn't found until September of 1975. On this date in 1973 in Washington, the Senate Select Committee on Presidential Campaign Activities, headed by Senator Sam Ervin of North Carolina, a man with very bushy eyebrows, and that's how he was characterized, began televised hearings on the escalating Watergate affair.
We are beginning these hearings today in an atmosphere of utmost gravity. The questions that have been raised in the wake of the June 17 break-in strike at the very undergirding of our democracy. If the many allegations made to this date are true, then the burglars who broke into the headquarters of the Democratic National Committee at Watergate were in effect breaking into the home of every citizen of the United States.
1 week later, Harvard law professor Archibald Cox, no relation, was sworn in as special Watergate prosecutor. In a major civil rights victory on this date in 1954, the Supreme Court handed down a unanimous verdict in Brown versus Board of Education of Topeka, ruling that racial segregation in public education facilities was unconstitutional. Thurgood Marshall, later a justice himself, had argued the case on behalf of black schoolchildren.
We want those children to have a constitutional education, which the Supreme Court said must be on a desegregated basis.
The historic decision, which brought an end to federal tolerance of racial segregation, specifically dealt with Linda Brown, a young African-American girl who had been denied admission to her local elementary school in Topeka, Kansas, because of the color of her skin. An Iraqi jet aircraft fired missiles at the American frigate USS Stark on this date in 1987. 37 U.S. Navy personnel killed, 21 wounded. Secretary of State George Shultz.
The United States regards this attack with grave seriousness. We have called in the Iraqi ambassador here in Washington and issued the strongest protest.
4 days later, President Reagan paid tribute to the soldiers.
The fallen sailors of the USS Stark understood their obligations. They knew the importance of their job. So, too, I believe that most Americans today know the price of freedom in this uneasy world.
The investigation found the Stark was 2 miles outside the exclusion zone and had not violated neutrality as the Iraqis claimed. Iraq apologized. Saddam Hussein said the pilot mistook the Stark for an Iranian tanker. In May 1946, on this date, President Harry Truman ordered the seizure of the railroads in response to a looming strike by two major railroads, the Brotherhood of Locomotive Engineers and the Brotherhood of Railroad Trainmen, which threatened to disrupt the nation's economy. President Truman spoke to the nation.
All of you will see your food supplies dwindle, your health and safety endangered, your streets darkened.
Unions didn't budge on their strike demand, which took place on May 23rd, and following fiery rhetoric by Truman with demands that the strikers be drafted, the strike would be settled on May 25th. Following 2 days where only 400 of the nation's 200,000 trains were operating. Al Unser announced his retirement from auto racing on this date in 1994, and that ended one of the greatest IndyCar careers of all time. On this date in 1938, radio quiz show Information Please first broadcast. Until Information Please, radio quiz shows generally posed difficult questions to ordinary people. Information Please assembled a panel of experts and intellectuals and asked them tricky questions. That show ran from 1938 till 1948. On this date in 1990, the last episode of primetime soap opera Falcon Crest aired. The show revolved around the doings at a California winery, and it ran for nearly 9 years. Bandleader Lawrence Welk died of pneumonia on this date in 1992 at age 89. He did have a number one hit, Calcutta. His shows continue to air to this date on several public television stations across the nation. Also passing away on this date, Tony Randall, Frank Gorshin, singer Donna Summer, the author of The Caine Mutiny and Winds of War, Herman Wouk, and the man who wrote Chariots of Fire, Vangelis. Now, birthdays on this date include Maureen O'Sullivan, Archibald Cox, the man who starred in True Grit, Blue Velvet, Easy Rider, Land of the Dead, and the TV series E-Ring, Dennis Hopper. Also, from Weird Science, Aliens, Twister, and True Lies, Bill Paxton. Bob Saget, who passed away in 2022, Danny from Full House, and he also hosted America's Funniest Home Videos.
Hi, this is Jeff Foxworthy. It is now time for the birthday announcements. The following people are now officially older than dirt.
A music called New Age rotated around a young woman called Anya. She did a lot of great music, and she is 64 years old today. From The Late Show, the former host of The Late Show, comedian Craig Ferguson, is 61 today.
It's starting to sound a little bit sarcastic. Yeah. Like, it got a bit sarcastic. It was great at first. I was like, oh, this is great. And then I was like, wait a minute.
Ferguson also hosted and produced a show called The Celebrity Name Game. Craig Ferguson, 61 years old today. From Red Sonja, Rocky IV, and Domino, Bridget Nielsen is 62. 9 Inch Nails, the lead man Trent Reznor is 60. From All My Children, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, she was April O'Neil in that. Paige Turco, 60 today. And from NCIS, Sasha Alexander is 52. Those just a few of the people celebrating the 17th day of May as their birthday. If this is your birthday,
happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
she did have a record hit the Hot 100. Cover of Petula Clark's Downtown hit number 82 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1966. Mrs. Miller, Elva Ruby Miller is her name. Mrs. Miller, yes. Okay, we'll get on here with Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox as we go back to this date 79 years ago for an episode of the Jimmy Durante-Garry Moore Show.
In case of enemy attack on our country, these two numbers, 640 and 1240, may save your life. They are your Conelrad frequencies. Remember, 640 and 1240.
The Comedy Caravan, or Camel's Comedy Caravan, had been hosted by Jimmy Durante and Garry Moore. In this Armed Forces recording of the program, you hear Durante and Moore having a lot of fun with the story of E. Fromsby Statchelcrom from 79 years ago, May 17th, 1946.
Gary Moore speaking.
Hello, Gary. This is Jimmy.
Jimmy Durante, where are you?
Boy, what a great town this San Francisco is. I've already got a date with 3 models who pose for a very famous statue.
Oh, what's the name of the statue?
I don't know, but my girl's name is Speak No Evil.
From the famous War Memorial Opera House in San Francisco, it's The Nose and the Haircut, Jimmy Durante and Garry Moore, with Roy Bargy and his orchestra, and yours truly, Howard Petrie. It's time now for Roy Bargy and the orchestra playing So in Love. When Garry Moore broadcast from Chicago, they gave him a golden key to the city. In Boston, they gave him a golden statue. In Minneapolis, they gave him a golden gopher. And when he arrived here in San Francisco, they gave him the gate. Garry Moore, here he is.
Thank you very much, Howard, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I can't begin to tell you how delighted we are to be here in San Francisco. You know, I've lived in Los Angeles for 3 years now, but this is the first time I've gotten out to the suburbs.
Oh, Gary, now you better guess again. San Francisco isn't a suburb.
Oh, that's right, Howard. I was thinking of that city across the bay. Oakland.
Well, now tell me, why do you spell it out, Gary?
I don't want the children in the audience to hear that kind of language. You know, Howard, I just kidding. San Francisco is a great city, and I certainly shouldn't crab.
Crab! Crab! I heard what you said! You said crab! Crab, and I'll get you if it's the last thing I do! Crab!
What do you know? A spy from Fisherman's Wharf. Oh, I don't blame him for shouting, though. It's really quite a spot down there. Excuse me. Come in.
Pardon my interruption at this juncture, but may I make an interrogation?
An interrogation? Why, it's Gertrude Armentrude from Hollywood. Gertrude, what are you doing here?
Well, Mr. Moore, I know this is very unconventional, but your departure made me an unfortunate creature, and in a state of perpetual torture.
Well, really, I'm delighted at the devotion of your emotions. You really missed me, huh?
Oh, yes. Our association gives me the same satisfaction and exhilaration as the rendition of that musical composition, Cement Mixer Putty. It's just beautiful, just beautiful.
Yeah, this kid sounds like she's got a snooty full. Well, look, Gertrude, you're not going to stay here, are you?
Oh, no. I will make a visitation to all the natural wonders, take pictures of all the architectural structures and statues, and then make my departure. Will I see you in the future?
Oh, you bet you. And I'm very glad to have met you.
And I consider myself fortunate to have met up with you.
Thank you. Oh, look. Now there's a girl who's got what it takes. And I wish she'd take it someplace. But with Gertrude Armentrude to one side, let's turn to the star of MGM's Two Sisters from Boston, Jimmy Durante, in person.
You've got to start off each day with a song. Now, even when things go wrong, you feel better, you even look better. And now, by popular request, I'll sing. It was just a neighborhood dance. That's all that it was. What do you know? Humphrey Bogart's neighborhood. The neighborhood is so tough anybody with ears is a cocker spaniel. But, Junior, it's great to be in my old hometown.
Yeah?
You may not be cognizant of the fact, but I was born right here in San Francisco many years ago.
Before the fire?
No, under the sink. I got a million of them. But all that is water under a duck's back. You can quote me as saying that I'm happy to be back in San Francisco, the city that has that wonderful climate. Why, Junior, in San Francisco, the sun shines every day.
It does?
Yes, and on some days you can even see it. Going from San Francisco, I'm looking forward to a very pleasant stay.
Yeah, me too, Schnoz. By the way, what hotel are you staying at?
No hotel, Junior. I'm living with a friend of mine, Golden Gate Schwartz. He's got an apartment on one of the steepest hills in town. Boy, what a hill.
The hill, you say?
What's your language, Mr. Moore? Another profile like that, and you'll be pulling a rickshaw in Chinatown. But anyway, what a domicile that Golden Gate Schwartz has. It's a 3-room hillside apartment. Parlor, bedroom, and bath. The parlor's on the bottom of the hill. The bedroom's in the middle of the hill. And would you believe it?
What?
I gotta take a cable car to brush my teeth. I wouldn't mind, but I have to transfer it Market Street.
Oh, Durante, what a mind you have. You know, I think I can safely say that you are going places.
Yes.
It's time now for Roy Vargy and the orchestra playing Begin the Begin.
story of Eve Fromsby Statchelcrom.
Eve Fromsby Statchelcrom?
Mm-hmm.
Carry on, Junior. I shall hold an electric bulb to my ear and listen to your story with delight.
My name is Eve Fromsby Statchelcrom. Number 4067925, Alcatraz Prison, Alcatraz Island, San Francisco Bay. Zone 23. 10 years ago, the authorities insisted that I come up here. Well, naturally, I fought the idea at that time because it didn't seem fair. After all I stole was a little piece of rope. Was it my fault that there was a ferry boat tied to the other end of it? But they insisted, and when I came to Alcatraz, the warden gave me a lifetime fountain pen. So here we are, my pen and I, going through life together. But it's nice enough here. I have a cozy little cell with white Venetian cast iron blinds and a lovely exposure overlooking a detachment of Marines. Yes, I'm happy enough now, but I wasn't always this contented. One morning, not long ago, I suddenly got the wanderlust. So I walked into the warden's office, and I said, "Good morning, warden."
Well, good morning, Fromsby. How are things with my little shoplifter? Picking up?
No, sir, I just wanted to ask you a favor. I know this may sound a little unusual, warden, but could I have a 20-year leave of absence?
Leave of absence? Mm-hmm. Why, Fromsby Statchelcrom, aren't you happy here?
Oh, yeah, sure, but I find the work a little confining.
Oh, pish-tosh, you'll get over that in 80 or 90 years. Now run along, Fromsby, or I'll burn up your pin-up pictures, take away your cell keys, and no pineapple upside-down cake for dessert tonight.
But with or without permission, I was determined to go. So that afternoon, I escaped, disguised as a laundry bundle. 30 pieces family wash, flat work iron. So there I was at last, at large in San Francisco, and was I happy? Was I delighted? Would you believe it? There was no place to live, no butter, no bread, no meat, no nothing. So after one day at large, I decided that Alcatraz was the place for me after all. So I dropped what I was doing.
Why, Fromsby?
And started back to the prison at once. And as I pounded at the door, it swung open, and there stood the head guard.
Oh, so it's you, E. Fromsby Statchelcrom. Well, don't you try to get back into this nice prison. You left without even saying goodbye. And the warden is terribly hurt. Now, scat.
Locked out of Alcatraz, my little gray home in the West. Sadly, I sat down on a rock and began to cry, while inside the walls I could hear the guard taking the roll call.
30 days has O'Sullivan, Adam Smith, and also Mulligan. All the rest has 60 years, save Frederick, who is being hung tomorrow.
So, here I am, locked out of Alcatraz, alone in the outside world. And I've learned my lesson, so take a tip from an old ex-prisoner. Although the hills may be greener over yonder, you'll never be a good conversationalist if you don't complete your sentences.
It's time now for Roy Bargy and the orchestra playing It's Only a Paper Moon.
Hello? Hollywood calling? Oh, it's you, Dale Evans. What? You can't make the broadcast? Oh, your picture's not finished. What a catastrophe. Well, see you next week. Women. And I had great plans for her and me in San Francisco. Women.
Hello, Mr. Durante.
Women.
Jimmy, I'm Jeannie McKeon. Dale asked me to come up and sing for her tonight.
Great. And what are you going to do after the show?
My boyfriend is calling for me.
Women. Well, music had charms to smooth the savage snars. Sing, Jeannie McKeon. Sing.
My memory takes me back to a place where I long to be. Back to all the friendly faces I long to see. I love the morning glory growing and the breezes softly blowing in Atlanta, GA. I love to wake up in the morning, see the sun come up at dawn and in Atlanta, GA. I love to walk among the flowers and taste the honey from the bees. I want to while away my hours, reading books and dreaming dreams beneath the trees. I want to see the ivy clinging, want to hear the robin singing little songs I adore. I want to attend the Sunday meeting, want to hear that friendly greeting when I get home once more. I long to hold that certain someone, I miss him more and more each day. I'm getting ready for a wedding, gonna get the train that's heading for Atlanta, GA. I long to hold that certain someone, I miss him more and more each day. I'm getting ready for a wedding. Gonna get the train that's heading for Atlanta, GA.
Thank you, Jeannie McKeon. That was lovely.
She was a daughter of Daniel Boone, so everyone called her Bab. Boone.
Oh, how I adore that boy. Every time I look at him, I feel like putting on my bobby stockings.
Bobby stockings?
Yes, it's cold here in San Francisco. But, Garrison,
Yes?
this is a great town for remembering people. When Sir Francis Drake came here, they named the hotel after him. When Lincoln came here, they named the park after him. When Washington came here, they named the high school after him. And when I came here, they took one look at my schnoz.
And what happened?
Zip! Nob Hill.
Oh, Jim, you're always thinking about your nose. Why don't you ignore it?
Does Grant ignore his tune?
I see what you mean, James. But
Oh, they're welcome. Oh, you're welcome to Los Angeles. You're welcome to Los Angeles. You're welcome to Los Angeles.
Wait a minute. We're not in Los Angeles.
That's what I said. You're welcome to Los Angeles.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, if you'll just crawl back into your lobster trap, we'll get on with the program.
Oh, gentlemen, I have written a play. It's a history of the city of San Francisco. And naturally, being in San Francisco, you naturally want to show your hospitality. Naturally. Don't you?
Naturally.
This guy'll never make it to his next birthday.
Well, look, all right, we'll do it. We'll do your play, but I just hope it's good. Now, let's go, Jimmy. You've got the first line.
All right, here goes. Ladies and gentlemen, the history of San Francisco.
San Francisco with its Golden Gate. Its beautiful girls. Its wonderful restaurants with its delicious food and drink.
What a bunch of hammy musicians. Why can't we have Kuzavishki? How should I pronounce that, Danny?
That's right.
I was just waiting for you to correct
Better
me.
change that to Ormandy.
Why can't we have Ormandy? These guys will play at the drop of a hat.
Jimmy, what happened?
I dropped my hat. But let's get on with the drama. The history of San Francisco.
Okay. San Francisco was founded on the shore of San Francisco Bay by Sir Francis Cisco. He called the city San Francisco because it looked more like San Francisco than any other Cisco he had ever seen.
Don't laugh, folks. If you heard that on Information, please, you would applaud. Go on, Junior, continue.
Thank you, Jamie. San Francisco is so kind to me. San Francisco is famous for many things, and one of them is the Barbary Coast.
One night in the year 1885, two notorious bad men swaggered into the Golden Nugget Saloon.
Make way for a couple of notorious bad men.
Yeah, make way for a couple of notorious bad men.
Make way for a notorious bad woman. Yahoo!
Hey, this play's getting good. How are you, Waterfront Sal?
Fine, pal.
You're a peculiar sort of a gal, Sal.
I'm feeling mutual, pal.
I'm glad your name ain't Hal, Sal.
Yeah, ain't it swell, pal?
This whole thing is beginning to smell, Sal.
Say, I'm glad to see you boys in the Golden Nugget Saloon. You're just in time for the floor show.
Oh, boy, girls.
Yes, and they're going to do the can.
The can.
Yes, the can.
Everywhere you go, the Andrews sisters.
Say, you boys act like you haven't seen any girls in a long time.
On the contrary, sister, you're looking at a couple of guys who got a whole raft of girls. But there's just one trouble.
What?
They keep shoving us off the raft.
Well, say, maybe I can provide a little entertainment.
You mean you've got a pinball machine here?
I just happen to have a new pair of silk garters.
Oh, silk garters, eh?
You better handle this, Junior.
Yes.
You better handle
Would
it.
you like to put them on?
Well, it's kind of embarrassing, but... Yeah, I'd like to put them on.
Well, here they are. Go ahead.
All right. Here goes. There. Gee, they look pretty good on me, don't they?
Forget about him, gal. Come on over and sit with Durante. I'm a regular bobby stocking.
Bobby stocking?
Yeah, it's cold here in San Francisco.
Hey, now, just wait a minute. You're ruining my page. You're back on page 1.
I know. It's funnier back there.
Wait a minute, Jimmy. Listen, mister, we can't go on with this play. It's absolutely the worst thing I've ever heard.
No, please don't stop now. The big earthquake scene is coming.
Yeah, come, Junior. That's a very big moment in the history of San Francisco.
Well, all right. Here we go. San Francisco was a happy, prosperous, carefree town until 1906. 1906 in the month of April.
1906, the month of April, the 17th day at 11 o'clock.
The great San Francisco earthquake.
Yes, the great San Francisco earthquake.
And here it comes.
Everywhere you go, shortages.
Roy Bargy and the orchestra now in a Roy Bargy arrangement of a medley of Jerome Kern tunes.
Comedy Caravan, starring Jimmy Durante-Garry Moore, has come to you from San Francisco. This is the Armed Forces Radio Service.
From 79 years ago, May 17th, 1946, Jimmy Durante and Garry Moore on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Up next, Robert Young, Father Knows Best.
Your automobile may save your life during a national emergency. It can move you out of the target area, provide shelter, communications, and carry supplies. Keep your car in good shape at all times.
If you saw the television version of Father Knows Best, you know that none of the people that are playing the radio version were in the television version except Robert Young. It's because he replaced them. Not because he didn't like them, it's because he wanted an entirely different feeling to the television program. Wanted it more homespun and heartfelt, and that's what he got. Meanwhile, the comedy, the radio version, very funny. 74 years ago, May 17th, 1951, the Anderson family's locked out of the house in this edition of Father Knows Best.
Mother, is Maxwell House the best coffee in the whole world?
Well, your father says so, and your father knows best.
Yes, it's Father Knows Best, transcribed in Hollywood, starring Robert Young as father. A half-hour visit with your neighbors, the Andersons. Brought to you by Maxwell House, the coffee that's bought and enjoyed by more people than any other brand of coffee at any price. Maxwell House, always good to the last drop. Once upon a time, there was a popular little jingle that went something like this. Needles and pins, needles and pins. When a man marries, his trouble begins. Well, as my wife will probably tell you, and me, that isn't always the case. Even after his children are born, a man shouldn't figure on more than an average amount of trouble. It says here. But when a man like Jim Anderson makes a date for his entire family and has to get them all dressed and out of the house at a specific time, brother, that's trouble. Like this.
Margaret, for the love of Pete.
I'm all finished in the kitchen, dear.
You should have finished 2 hours ago. I told you what Mr. Gribble said.
It won't do you any good to shout, Jim. I had to put the roast in the oven.
Margaret, do you realize that it's almost 1 o'clock and I promised Mr. Gribble...
It's only 12:30.
But if he's nice enough to invite us to the tennis matches as his guest...
Hey, Dad.
The least we can do is be ready on time.
We'll be ready on time.
Dad! What is it, Bud?
Did you see my blue sweater?
No, I didn't see your blue sweater.
Did you look in your top drawer, dear?
No.
Well, look in it.
Okay.
Margaret.
Jim, there isn't anything to worry about. Really, there isn't. I'll comb my hair and put on a hat.
You combed your hair less than an hour ago.
That's right. Now I'm going to comb it again. Do you have any objections?
Go ahead, honey.
Thank you.
And see if you can't make those kids move a little faster, will you?
Yes.
10-1, that's Gribble again.
Tell him we're leaving right now.
Oh, sure. Hello?
Jim, this is J.P. Gribble.
Well, hello, J.P. We were just...
Jim, will your car hold all of us?
Dad.
Just a minute, J.P.
Bud, your father's on the phone.
But it isn't in the top drawer.
Jim, I just want to make sure.
I'll be with you in a second, J.P. Look in the bottom drawer.
I did.
Did you look on the closet shelf?
Hey, that's a good place.
Jim.
Just one more second, J.P. Honey, will you please go upstairs?
Oh, dear, I'll bet I forgot to fix the timer on the oven.
But, Margaret...
I'll be back in 2 seconds, dear.
I don't know. Hello?
You're sure I'm not interfering with anything?
Oh, no. What was it, J.P.?
Jim, will you have room for me in your car?
Of course.
That's all I wanted to know.
Dad.
I'll see you in a short time. I hope.
Oh, we'll be leaving right away, J.P.
Fine. See you later, Jim.
Thank you, J.P. Stuffy old...
Dad.
But if you call me once more, so help me...
But it isn't in the closet. It isn't anywhere.
Then wear something else.
It's a good thing I thought of it. We'd have had no dinner when we got back.
But I want to wear the gray slacks, and they go together.
Bud, what blue sweater are you talking about?
My blue sweater, the one Aunt Martha gave Dad for Christmas.
His blue sweater.
I can't find it anyplace.
But it's my sweater and I'm wearing it.
Oh. Oh, no wonder.
Margaret, for the love of heaven, will you please go upstairs
Jim, I'd have been ready 5 minutes ago if you hadn't kept me here talking.
I'm sorry, honey. I won't let it happen again.
I certainly haven't held
Yes,
anything
dear.
up. Besides,
That's
I haven't
right,
stopped
dear.
going since I got out of bed this morning.
Absolutely, dear. I don't know how Solomon ever stood it.
Hi, Father.
Well, don't you look pretty?
Thank you, kind sir, she said.
Yes, sir. Pretty as a... Wait a minute. Is that a new dress?
Well, I have to find my yellow beret, Father.
You stay right here. Who said you could buy a new dress?
Well, they were having a sale. Hi, Daddy. How do I look?
You look fine, kitten. Betty, since when do you take it upon yourself...
Kathy, you didn't comb your hair.
Oh, that's a big fib. I certainly did comb my hair.
You certainly did not.
I certainly did.
Father, her hair is all over her face.
Well, that's the way I like it.
Kathy, go upstairs and comb your hair.
But I just did.
Well, go upstairs and have your mother comb it for you.
Gee whiz, everybody makes such a big fuss. And for what? It's hair.
Father, if you don't do something about that child...
Never mind about that child and put your hat on. I'd like to get one of you ready.
Yes, Father.
Dad,
Oh. Now what is it?
I can't find the gray slacks.
You mean my gray slacks?
I can't find them anyplace.
I'm wearing them.
You're wearing the slacks, too?
They're mine, aren't they?
Well, sure, but...
Wait a minute. Haven't you even put your pants on?
How could I when you're wearing them?
These aren't your pants!
Holy cow.
Father, I don't know what happened to my beret.
Well, wear something else.
I can't. The whole thing...
Hello?
Jim, this is J.P. Gribble.
Oh, J.P., I'm awfully sorry, but you know how it is with children.
Mother!
Betty, for crying out loud.
What was that, Jim?
I said we'll be leaving here in less than 5 minutes.
Did you call me, Betty?
Well, see that you do.
You don't have to worry about a thing, J.P.
I can't find my beret.
Which one, dear?
Don't forget, the first match starts promptly at 2 o'clock.
Yes, dear.
What?
The yellow one with the feather.
Betty, will you please?
What was that, Jim?
I said we're leaving in 2 minutes.
Well, see that you don't take any longer.
All right, J.P. We'll be right along. Bad-tempered old fossil.
Betty, I sent your yellow beret to the cleaners.
Oh, Mother, you couldn't.
Don't tell her she couldn't. She did. But, how many times have you been told...
That was pretty quick, huh, Dad? I didn't even bother to take my shoes off when I put my pants on.
You were a genius.
Oh, go on.
Father, what am I going to do?
About what?
I can't go without a hat.
Well, that isn't the only hat you own, is it?
You just don't understand.
Margaret!
Betty, come up here and put on your brown straw.
See, that's an idea. I'll be right there, Mother.
Margaret!
We'll be right down, Jim.
Oh, my aching back.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Bud, bend over and pick up the,
What?
No, I'd better not.
You'd better not what?
Never mind, son. It was just an idea.
I don't see anything to pick up.
Bud, let's forget the whole thing.
Daddy, do I look better now?
You look fine, kitten. Where's your mother?
She'll be down in a second. She's helping Betty find her gloves.
She left them right here. Margaret, Betty's gloves are on the hall table.
Those aren't the right ones, dear.
I need the ones that go with my brown straw.
It isn't possible. The whole thing's just a bad dream.
Why does she need gloves anyway? It isn't cold.
Boy, are you dumb. Girls don't wear gloves to keep warm.
They don't?
Of course not. They wear them so they won't have to wash their hands.
Say, that's an idea.
But Kathy has enough silly ideas of her own. She doesn't need any of yours.
That isn't my idea. Stevie Long told me, and he's got 4 sisters.
Golly, if I had enough gloves, I could go for a whole year.
Now, do you see what you've started?
All I said
And
was...
if I got them long enough, I wouldn't have to wash anything.
Margaret!
I'm coming, Jim.
What's keeping Betty now?
Not a thing, dear. She'll be down as soon as she changes her shoes.
Her shoes? What was wrong with the shoes she had on?
They didn't go with her hat and gloves.
Mommy, may I have a pair of gloves?
We'll see, dear.
Margaret, you know what an important client Gribble is. How can you do this to me?
We're not doing a thing to you, dear. Hurry up, Betty.
I can't find the belt to my brown print.
Oh, no.
Betty, you don't have to change your dress.
I already did.
If Gribble wants to know why we're late, I'll just tell him. The Andersons don't go anywhere on time. We have to worry about gloves and shoes and hats.
Well, you certainly didn't want Betty to go out with accessories that didn't match, did you?
Of course not. They'd probably have thrown the whole bunch of us in jail.
They would?
Kathy.
Another joke?
That's right.
I don't get it.
Betty!
I'm right here, Father.
Oh. I don't believe it.
Jim, let's not waste any more time.
Margaret, you seem to forget. I was ready to leave an hour ago.
Well, then don't stand there. Oh, dear.
Margaret.
I'm sure I left one of the kitchen windows open. Bud.
Yes, ma'am.
Bud, you stay right where you are.
But Mom said...
I closed all the windows.
But, Jim...
Every time we go anywhere, we spend a half hour checking on the windows and doors. But not this time. This time I took care of everything. Personally.
Well, if you're sure...
All right, Betty. Kathy. Bud.
Mommy didn't tell me about the gloves.
You have all afternoon to talk about them.
Mother, do you think these shoes...
Those are the shoes you're going to wear, Betty, so you'd better get used to them.
But if... Jumping creepers.
What are you kicking about? I was figuring on wearing my blue sweater.
It is not your blue sweater.
Well, I wear it all the time.
Why, Jim, you took the car out. How thoughtful.
Oh, yes, I had it all very carefully planned. Except for a few minor things like hair and yellow berets.
I didn't hold anybody up. I was ready a long time ago.
Jim.
All right, everybody, let's go.
Jim, the phone's ringing.
It's probably just Gribble. Kathy, get away from those flowers.
But I need one for my hair.
Jim, it might be important.
Honey, I give you my word. Well, take the kids out to the car, and I'll be with you in 2 seconds.
All right, dear. Come along, children.
Boy, we'll never get started.
Try not to be too long, Father. We're late enough now.
Oh, what's the use? If it is Gribble, I've got a good mind to tell him to take his tennis matches and his private box and his insurance business and... Hello?
Haven't you left yet?
Well, as a matter of fact, J.P.
Never mind the excuses. Look, would you do me a favor on the way over?
I'd love to, J.P. You see, we were already out the door and...
Stop off at Peterson's cigar store at Cypress and Hill and ask Louis...
wait a minute, J.P. I'll write it down. Now, go ahead, J.P.
Peterson's cigar store.
Yes.
Cypress and Hill.
Yes.
Ask for Louis.
Yes.
And tell him to give you a box of my special cigars.
Right. Is that all, J.P.?
Just one more thing. Hurry up!
Now, you old baboon. Now I'm an errand boy. Have to pick up cigars. First thing you know, he'll be asking me to babysit with his grandchildren. I don't know why I ever went into the insurance business anyway. There must be an easier way to make a living.
Was it anything important, dear?
Oh, yes, very important. We have to stop and pick up some cigars for Mr. Gribble.
Well, that won't take very long, will it?
Father, if you don't hurry up...
Betty, if I hear one more word out of you, so help me, I'll lay you across my knee and spank you.
Attaboy, Dad.
And you'll be next.
What did I do?
Jim, there's no point in just standing there.
Well, there's also no point in my getting in till I find the car keys.
Did you lose them, Father?
No, I didn't lose them.
Well, where are they?
They're right where they always are, in the same ring as the... Oh, my gosh.
Jim, what is it?
The keys. I put them down on the telephone table. Margaret, do you have your keys with you?
Why, no, dear, as long as we were all going to be together.
Betty?
I left mine in my other purse.
Well, that's fine. That's just great.
Daddy!
No car keys, no house keys.
Daddy, you know what?
What is it, Kathy?
We're gonna be late.
Well, now, anyone can make a mistake, can't they? It's just that Father sometimes seems to overdo it. Nonetheless, ladies, there are many times when the man of the house just can't make a mistake. For example, when it comes to judging truly good coffee, your husband is right every time, for he's the world's greatest coffee expert. Of course, we're often rated as experts, too. More families do enjoy our Maxwell House coffee than any other brand. But when your husband sits down to enjoy a satisfying, heart-warming cup of your coffee, why, he's the only expert who matters. And tomorrow, if you'll fill his cup with the rich, hearty flavor of our Maxwell House, we're sure he'll smile and say,
"That's really delicious coffee."
Yes, ma'am, that's what he'll say. Fact is, we'll return your money if he doesn't. You see, no other coffee tastes like Maxwell House, because no other coffee is made like Maxwell House. That famous good to the last drop flavor can come only from a very special recipe, one that demands certain fine coffees blended just so. And that recipe belongs to Maxwell House alone. Tomorrow, then, serve the world's best coffee, our Maxwell House, to your husband. If he doesn't say, "That's wonderful coffee," just send us the can and unused portion, and we'll refund your money. Our address is right on every familiar blue tin. Yes, let the coffee expert you married enjoy coffee with the world's most famous flavor, our Maxwell House coffee. Always good to the last drop.
A slightly illiterate philosopher once explained Einstein's theory in this manner. If you kiss your girl for an hour, it seems like a minute. But if you sit on a stove for a minute, it seems like a year. That's relativity. Well, it's only seconds later outside the white frame house on Maple Street. But the Andersons feel that they've been on the hot seat much longer than that. Like this. Margaret.
Jim, there wasn't any sense in my taking all the things out of my large purse, and as long as you were going to be with us...
But what if something happened to me? What if I were run over?
Dear, you'd still have your keys, wouldn't you?
Betty, you spent a whole year pleading for your own key.
But you kept telling me to hurry, and I didn't have time to switch everything.
I'll bet you've got your lipstick.
Well, naturally. You wouldn't want me to go out in public practically naked, would you?
Any luck, Bud?
No, I tried the windows, and they're all locked.
That's fine. That's just great. The one time I remember to lock all the windows and nobody has a key.
You know, Dad, if I had a key...
Bud, this is not the time.
But other fellas have keys, and if you let me have one...
Boys of 15 aren't supposed to have their own keys.
Joe Phillips is only 15.
You weren't Joe Phillips.
I know, but he has keys that don't even fit anything.
I've got a good idea. Why don't we break a window?
I've got a better idea. Why don't you...
Jim!
I was only going to tell her to keep still.
Oh.
Well, how else do we get in?
We'll find a way. Somehow.
If you let me have a key...
Bud, stop that.
Holy cow.
Spend the whole morning sitting around doing nothing.
What's the matter, Jim? Something wrong?
Oh, no. Everything's just fine.
You look like everything's just fine. What's the problem?
Daddy forgot his keys.
That's right. Blame the whole thing on me.
Well, didn't you?
Locked out, huh?
We're supposed to pick up Old Man Gribble in 10 minutes, and the car keys are inside on the telephone table. Nice, isn't it?
You know, even for you, that's quite a mess.
What do you mean, even for me?
Well, Jim, let's face it.
We don't get into trouble any more than any other family in the neighborhood.
No?
No.
Okay.
Daddy?
Kathy, for crying out loud.
But I want to tell Daddy.
Say, I've got an idea. How about having Kathy break a window? Ed, well, she breaks mine all the time.
I don't mean to, Mr. Davis.
Dad.
Ed, if there's any other way of doing it, I'd just as soon not break any window. Well, it was just an idea.
Dad. Maybe we could have Kathy climb down the chimney.
I'll say this for you, Betty. You may not come up with a lot of suggestions, but when you do, they're certainly no good.
Dad.
What is it, Bud?
The phone's ringing.
Well, what do you want me to do, crawl through the keyhole?
I was just telling you.
Daddy!
Kathy, please don't bother me. You know, we're never going to get in if somebody doesn't come up with an idea.
Do you have a hairpin, Mom?
I imagine so. Why?
I can pick the lock.
Now, wait a minute, Bud.
It isn't very hard, Dad.
You mean you've done it?
No, but I saw a picture last night, and the fellow...
All right, Bud.
But he opened locks that were...
I said all right.
Holy cow. He said we needed an idea, and then the first time I say anything...
Jim, why don't we do it this way? Suppose you take my car.
Daddy!
Just a minute, kitten. That's mighty generous of you, Ed, but what are you going to do?
Well, I'm supposed to go to a meeting of the Realty Board, and if you'll drop me off there, one of the other men can bring me home.
Ed, that's awfully nice of you.
Maybe on the way back you can pick up a locksmith with a skeleton key or something.
Say, that is an idea. Ed, if you're sure it won't put you out too much...
Daddy!
Oh, it won't be any trouble at all.
Daddy, won't you please listen to me?
What is it, Kathy?
I know how to get in the house.
You do? Well, why didn't you say so?
You wouldn't let me.
All right, Kathy, how can we get in?
Through the milk hole.
The what?
Where the milkman leaves the milk. I crawl through it all the time.
That's right, Dad.
Through the milk hole? Isn't over a foot square.
But I can get through, Daddy. I put one arm way up like this, and the other one...
Jim, I think Ed's right. If he's willing to lend us his car...
Honey, if Kathy can get in and open the door, we won't have to borrow his car.
I can, Daddy. Really, I can.
Look, as long as you're in such an all-fired hurry...
Ed, don't think I'm not grateful. I am, believe me. But if I can help it, I'd just as soon not drive around in somebody else's car.
Well, suit yourself.
Bud, have you ever seen Kathy go through the milk hole?
Sure. I was the one who taught her how.
That's fine. First he wants to pick locks, and now...
Well, there wasn't anybody home, and I was hungry. Father, whatever we're going to do, don't you think we ought to do it?
You know, it's an amazing thing. She was the one who held everything up, and now...
Jim, do you want the car or don't you?
Kathy, are you sure you can get in?
Oh, sure.
She can get in, Dad.
Well, okay. Thanks just the same, Ed, but we'll use our own car.
Okay, pal. I hope you know what you're doing.
We'll manage, Ed. And thanks just the same.
See you in jail.
What did he mean by that?
Well, after all, someone might think breaking into a house is against the law.
How can you break into your own house?
That's what we're trying to find out, isn't it?
Margaret, if you're not going to make sense...
Here it is, Daddy.
All right. Huh? Let's see you make like Houdini.
Who?
Just crawl inside and open the door.
Come on, Kathy. I'll give you a push.
This is fun, isn't it, Mommy?
Oh, yes. Great fun.
Hold the door open, will you, Betty? Yes, brother dear. Come on, Kathy. Stick your head in.
Well, I have to put my arm up first.
Bud, are you sure...
It's a cinch, Dad. Wait till you see.
Okay, Bud, I'm ready.
Here we go. Take a deep breath, Kathy.
Okay.
Bud, you're going to hurt her.
Oh, she's all right, Mom. Aren't you, Kathy?
I guess so.
Well, pull yourself through.
I can't.
Kathy!
Daddy, I'm stuck.
Bud, pull her out.
Why can't I push her in?
Pull her out! We'll have you out in 2 seconds, Kathy.
Jim.
There's nothing to worry about, honey.
Kathy, pull your stomach in.
It is him.
I said she was getting too fat.
You stay out of this. Kathy,
Yes, Daddy.
see if you can't wiggle your shoulders.
I can't wiggle anything.
You and your bright ideas.
Well, gosh, Dad, she didn't have any trouble last year.
Oh, Bud.
You mean she hasn't tried it since last year?
I don't think so. But the hole hasn't gotten any smaller.
But of all the idiotic...
Daddy, I'm scared.
Jim, you've got to do something.
Kathy, take a real deep breath. I'm going to pull you out.
I can't take a deep breath.
Betty, tell Mr. Davis we'll be glad to borrow his car.
Okay, Father.
And hurry.
Yes, Father.
Jim, how can you think of borrowing a car at a time like this?
Well, the way he's got her wedged in here, I'd like to borrow a truck.
Jim, you're not going to use the car.
Of course not. Kathy,
Yes, Daddy?
I'm going to pull once more.
Want me to pull too, Dad?
No, I'll take care of it myself. Kathy,
Yes, Daddy?
here we go.
Here she comes.
Jim, you're ruining her dress.
Well, would you rather I left her in there?
Of course not.
All right. Now, don't worry, kitten. One more pull and we'll have you out. Make yourself small now.
Yes, Daddy?
There we are.
Oh, Angel.
I got stuck.
Now, there's no use crying, Kathy. It's all over.
Father!
Jim, her dress is ruined.
And my stomach hurts.
Oh, she'll be all right.
I still can't figure out why she didn't go through.
Father, Mr. Davis isn't there.
You mean he's gone?
I guess so.
Now what are we going to do? Margaret!
Bud, go in and open the back door.
Okay, Mom.
Honey, what got into you?
Be careful of the glass, Bud.
I'm all right, Mom. I'll be out in a second.
What were you saying, Jim?
Couldn't you have picked a smaller window?
Mommy, my whole dress is torn.
I know, Angel.
What a way to spend the day.
Betty, if I hear one more word out of you...
Well, it wasn't my fault.
Never mind whose fault it was.
Dad.
I'd better go inside and call Gribble.
Dad. Boy, when you hear this.
What? What is it?
Dad forgot to lock the back door.
Jim!
When it comes to coffee, ladies, only one thing means real value, the most in flavor for your money. So with that in mind, take home the coffee with the most famous flavor in the world, our Maxwell House coffee. Then put it up to the world's greatest coffee expert, your husband. Serve the wonderfully satisfying flavor of our Maxwell House to that man of yours. When he smiles and says, "Best coffee ever," you'll know that familiar blue Maxwell House tin with the big white cup and drop is packed with the only flavor for your family. And for value, well, just count all the truly good cups of coffee you get from every pound. Tomorrow, buy coffee with the most in value, in flavor, in real coffee drinking enjoyment. That's Maxwell House coffee. Always good to the last drop.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Radio Awards jury of the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation has selected Father Knows Best as the commercial network program making the outstanding contribution to highway safety during 1950, and has honored our sponsor, the makers of Maxwell House Coffee, and our star, Robert Young, with a 1950 Sloan Award. We want to say thank you very much to the Radio Awards jury for this recognition. And while we're talking about highway safety and its importance to all of us, I'd like to remind you young drivers to write for membership cards in the Robert Young Good Drivers Club and copies of the Man-to-Man and dad-to-daughter agreements. Just write to Robert Young in care of this NBC station, and they will be sent to you.
Folks, Gainsey, the famous talking dog, always says, Gaines Meal. What about Gaines Meal, Gainsey? Nourishes every inch of a dog. It sure does. Kennel and laboratory tests prove Gaines Meal supplies balanced nourishment your dog needs for good health. Yet Gaines costs less to feed than any other type of dog food. So, folks, get Gaines Meal. America's largest selling dog food.
Join us again next week when we'll be back with Father Knows Best, starring Robert Young as Jim Anderson with Roy Bargy and the Maxwell House Orchestra. In our cast were June Whitley as Margaret, Rhoda Williams, Ted Donaldson, Norma Jean Nilsson, Barney Phillips, Ed Begley, and yours truly, Bill Foreman. So until next Thursday, good night and good luck from the makers of Maxwell House, America's favorite brand of coffee. Always good to the last drop. Father Knows Best was transcribed in Hollywood and written by Ed James. Now stay tuned in for Dragnet, which follows immediately over most of these stations.
Dragnet is the story of your police force in action. Listen on NBC.
Forgetting to lock the back door. 74 years ago, May 17, 1951, Father Knows Best on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Coming up on our Sunday podcast, an episode of Suspense from 1944, Donovan's Brain, a science fiction drama starring Orson Welles, part 1 of 2. The following Sunday, we'll have the second part of it. Also, Dick Calmer as Boston Blackie from 1949, Sergeant Preston of the Yukon from 1954, and Tyrone Power in Freedom USA from 1952. Monday, more comedy. Bud Abbott and Lou Costello from 1949. Harold Perry as the Great Gildersleeve from 1946. Fred McMurray joins Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis in 1953, and a Screen Directors Playhouse adaptation of Miss Grant Takes Richmond, starring Lucille Ball, from 1950. Westerns on Tuesday, Gunsmoke from 1956, Fort Laramie from 1956, The Six Shooter from 1954, and another Arch Obler's play, Crazy Town, from 1939. More comedy on Wednesday with My Favorite Husband, starring Lucille Ball and Richard Denning from 1950. Problems with the Driver's License and Our Miss Brooks from 1950. Phil Harris and Alice Faye also from 1950. And we will also hear an episode of The Adventures of Archie Andrews from 1949. The Last Jack Benny Show coming up on Thursday. In addition, another Lucille Ball episode of the Screen Directors Playhouse, Her Husband's Affair, Dean and Jerry from 1949, Fred Allen from 1949. That's all coming up this week here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, anytime at classicradio.stream to either listen on demand or support the program. Marie Wilson next as My Friend Irma.
During a national emergency, you may have to be your own fireman. Take the first step now. Remove all fire hazards in your home. Eliminate clutter. Store flammables in a safe place.
Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, Jimmy and Boston's favorite show, Marie Wilson as My Friend Irma, 77 years ago, May 17th, 1948.
Jane, it says here in the encyclopedia that the female centipede has over 50 legs on each side.
That's interesting, Irma, but I don't care.
You don't care, but what about the male centipede? He must get hoarse from whistling.
Well, that's what you can expect when you listen to My Friend Irma.
Friendship, friendship, just a perfect friendship. When other friendships have been forgotten, theirs will still be hot.
Lever Brothers Company, makers of Swan, the soap with the exclusive super creamed blend, presents
Our friend Swan.
With My Friend Irma.
Starring Mary Wilson as Irma and Kathy Lewis as Jane.
Working gal struggling to get along, that 5:30 whistle is the prettiest music in the world. Why? Because after a murderous day of listening to the dictaphone, typing on my Remington, knocking myself out, answering phone calls, I long for that peace and quiet of home. But if you live with Irma Peterson, you can't wait until the office opens again. This may seem like a pretty tough attitude, but these are the things that bring it on. Right now, Irma is sitting cross-legged on the floor. In front of her is a jigsaw puzzle. It's supposed to be a farmhouse. Personally, I feel sorry for the farmer because the way Irma's fitted the pieces together, he'd have to go down in the cellar to fix a leak in the roof. Irma.
Yes, Jane?
You know, honey, it's none of my business, but don't you think it's rather odd to have the cow laying an egg? The farmer's wife grazing in the field? And the farmer pulling the plow with the horse driving?
It's not my fault, Jane. I wish when they made these jigsaw puzzles they wouldn't use such crooked scissors. Where does this last square piece go?
Goes in your mouth, honey. It's a cookie. It fell off the table.
Well, Jane, this is a fine time to tell me. I think I've eaten the chimney. Oh, I'm missing a piece.
Look, sweetie, before I go to pieces, too, would you tell me if there was any mail for me?
Oh, yes, Jane, there's a letter for you on the table. Here.
Oh, thanks, honey. Why do you have your eyes closed?
The envelope is marked personal.
Thank you, Emily Post.
Irma! What, Jane?
Irma, it's happened.
What's happened?
They've accepted me for membership in the New York Professional Women's Club.
Gee, Jane, you're taking an awful chance. Look what happened to that friend of ours when he joined a club. He was sent away for 10 years.
You're a little clouded up, honey. He wasn't sent away for joining a club. He was sent away for using one. Irma, honey, do you feel badly about my joining the club?
Well, a little, Jane, because, gosh, I always thought that you and I would always stick together, you know, like a pair. Like the Three Musketeers.
A pair like the Three Musketeers?
Yes.
Oh, you mean like you and Al and I are a trio, like the four Marx brothers?
Oh, don't be silly, Jane. We're not all boys.
Look, honey, my joining the club has nothing to do with our friendship. That will always remain. Besides, you don't have time to join a club. You see Al 7 nights a week.
Well, I stopped doing that, Jane. I'm only going to see him 6 nights a week. I want to play hard to get.
Now, look, sweetie, let's not make a big issue out of this, huh? It's only 1 night a week, and it's not serious enough to break up our friendship. So let's just drop the subject. Okay, honey?
Oh, it's okay with me. I wonder what's become of Janie, that old pal of mine. I'm off key.
Oh. Irma, stop with the dramatics. I thought you said you'd forget the whole thing.
I will. I don't care what you do.
Well, if you don't care, what are you crying about?
If you really like me, you'd get me into the club, too.
All right. All right, you asked for it, so I'll tell you. I was trying to let you down easy, but here goes. I cannot get you into the club because I don't want to go through what I did when I got you to knit sweaters for the Red Cross.
Well, I thought my sweaters were very attractive.
They were, but you very seldom see a sailor with 6 arms.
Well, my girlfriend Amber Lipscott says it seems that way every time she goes out with one.
Mm-hmm. Come in.
It's only me, Professor Kropotkin. Hello, Janie and Irma, my 2 little telephones. One busy, the other disconnected. Excuse me, a little joke I read on the wall of a telephone booth.
Professor, why are you looking so miserable?
Girls, I don't know how to tell you this, but my heart's broken. Mrs. O'Reilly has fallen in love with somebody else.
Oh, you don't mean it.
It's a fact.
Oh. Well, I don't know what to say, Professor, but gee, you mustn't take it so hard.
I can't help myself. The man is a close friend of mine. He's always been sickly, and a thing like this will kill him. But the whole thing has taught me a lesson.
What's that, Professor?
You should never mix love with business. The whole time I was courting her, she didn't do one thing to fix my room. But I was in love. I didn't notice. To me, the rain from the roof was nectar from the clouds. To me, the water leaking from the bathtub was wine from the gods. But this is all over and done with. Now I lay down the law to Mrs. O'Reilly. Cupid goes out, the plumber comes in.
Well, it just shows you sometimes your best friends turn on you.
Come on, girls. Tell the old professor what's going on between my two little sweethearts.
Professor Irma's a little upset because I've been offered membership in the Professional Women's Club, and she wants to join, too.
Irma, darling, don't be a child. Why do you want to join a club? Most of them are silly. Take me. I belong to a club of all the waiters at the Gypsy Tea Room where I work. It's no fun. Only every year we have a big name contest.
A name contest?
Yeah, we think up new names to call the boss.
Oh, Professor, you're just as bad as Jane. Two of you are just trying to keep me from joining a club. You don't think I'm smart enough to be an elk. Or a moose. Or an odd fellow. Well, I'm just as odd as the next fellow. Well, I mean that...
Oh, Irma, be reasonable. In the first place, honey, I'm not a member yet myself, you know. I have to be interviewed by Mrs. Huntington, the head of the acceptance committee. Of course, I'm not too worried, though, because with all modesty, I think I'll pass.
Well, what about me? If they ask me, I'd pass, too. I have as much modesty as you.
Irma, let's face it, you're not the club type. Now, what happened last year when you applied for membership at the YWCA?
They turned me down.
And after your interview, what excuse did they give?
A legitimate one. They weren't taking women last year.
Remember when you tried to get into the 3rd Avenue Stenographers Club?
Yes.
And after the interview, what happened?
Well, Jane, that was the year they weren't taking stenographers. I'm just a misfit.
Irma, darling, don't cry. I had the same experience last month when I tried to join the Lions.
What happened?
They told me this was the year they are just taking Lions.
But I want to do the same thing Jane does.
Jane, darling, if little Irma's got her heart set on it, why don't you see what you can do?
Well, Professor, I was just about to suggest that.
Oh, Jane, I'm so happy. Gosh, now we're more than just roommates. We're maternity brothers.
Maternity brothers. Yeah, maternity brothers. And we must stick together because parting is such sweet sorority.
Janie, you're a wonderful girl, and I'm sure Irma won't disgrace you. And now, if you'll excuse me, I got to go back to my room. At 3 o'clock, the tide goes out, and I want to see what it left. Oh, Kropotkin, you beachcomber, you.
Now, look, honey, here's the way we've got to work it. I'm going to go down now and be interviewed by Mrs. Huntington, you see, and if I'm accepted, I'll recommend you, and then it'll be your turn to be interviewed.
Oh, good, Jane. Oh, and to make a good impression when I go down, I'll take that picture of Al's grandfather leading his club in a parade.
Irma, I've told you a million times, that's not a club he's leading, that's a posse chasing him.
Hello, Jane. Hiya, chicken.
Hi, Al.
Hello, Al, honey.
You mind if I sit down? I'm all in.
Why? Someone mentioned the word work to you?
Jane, I don't think it's wise for you to taunt a man that's on the verge of closing one of the biggest deals of our time. Maybe of all time.
Oh, Al, not another deal.
Well, sure.
But, Al, I haven't gotten over your last one. Now, there was really a great idea. Adding hair to coconut shells so you can sell them for toupees.
Well, that deal didn't quite work out. A lot of the boys wanted permanent waves. But I got one now that can't miss. It's a domestic type deal, and natural for married men who stay out late.
Oh, what is it, Al, honey?
It's a lapel flower with a bulb attached filled with chloroform. So when you come home late at night and your wife asks where you've been, you squirt it and say you just come from the hospital visiting a sick friend.
But, Al, what if she doesn't believe you?
You don't care. By that time, the dame is sound asleep. What do you think of that, Jane?
It makes me yawn, too.
Good night, Al.
Never mind the cracks, Jane. Ain't gonna fight with you because I'm too busy planning for the future.
You have a future?
I resent you using the same tone as you used when I told you I had a mother.
Al, honey, I believe in you. What were you going to say?
Well, chicken, as you know, the subway fare is being raised the 1st of July from a nickel to a dime. Naturally, that means altering my whole financial structure.
What do you mean, Al?
Reconversion. Got to change all my nickel slugs into dime slugs.
Well, honey, I've got to run along and see Mrs. Huntington now. I hate to leave you alone.
Oh, but Jane, you're not leaving me alone. Al's here.
Oh, yeah. I forgot you're with Al. Nothing.
Futile female. Chicken can't warm up to that dame. And one of these days I'm going to change this atmosphere.
What do you mean, Al?
When we get married, I'll move in here and edge her out. Little by little.
Now, Al, honey, one thing I insist on. I love Jane, and I won't permit you to talk about her that way. I admit she's got a sharp tongue, but she's got a good head on the end of it.
Well, maybe you're right. Jane's a pretty good kid. It's just that I'm all on edge. Must be nervous.
Oh, Al, what can I do about it?
Get me 3 or 4 sandwiches. Relaxes me. No coffee. It'll ruin my whole day. Keeps me awake.
All right, Al, honey. And while I'm making you the snack, Al, I'd like to tell you about the club that Jane's going to try to get me into.
Well, Mrs. Huntington, I guess that about covers it. From business college, I went to work for Mr. Rhinelander, and I've been there ever since.
Well, Miss Stacy, allow me to congratulate you. You have an excellent record, and it's a pleasure to welcome you as a member of our organization. And, by the way, Jane, do you bowl?
Oh, why, yes.
Good. We're having a tournament tonight, and we'd like to have you try out for it. Our team is a little weak.
Oh, I'd love to. I wonder if I might ask you a favor. I room with a girl named Irma Peterson. She'd like very much to join the club, too. Is there a chance?
Well, as a matter of fact, there is. I turned down an applicant this morning, a Miss McHugh.
Oh, that's too bad. I mean, I'm glad for Irma, but I'm sorry it has to be at the expense of someone else.
Well, you know the requirements of the club. And, frankly, when I interviewed this Miss McHugh, she turned out to be the dumbest girl I ever met.
You mean there are 2?
Pardon?
I'll have Irma here in an hour.
Oh, that won't be necessary, Jane. Now, I'm going to be in your neighborhood this afternoon, and I'll drop in on Miss Peterson then.
Fine. Then I'll see you there.
Oh, I'd rather you didn't. You see, I like to conduct the interviews in private. It saves embarrassment. And I often hear things that make my hair stand on end.
Well, I know you're going to look very stunning in your new upsweep. Hello, sweetie. I just left Mrs. Huntington. She's going to drop in on you this afternoon.
Oh, that's wonderful, Jane. What shall I do?
Well, first of all, get rid of Al. Mrs. Huntington doesn't like anyone around during the interview.
Oh, but I'll need someone to help me, and Al knows all about interviews.
Irma, the only interviews he'd be familiar with are the ones where 2 people are separated by a screen with a guard standing by. If you want to become a member of the club, now let Mrs. Huntington do the talking. You just listen. And remember now, honey, she's an important person, someone to look up to.
All right, Jane, I'll sit on the floor.
Goodbye and good luck, Irma Peterson.
What's the matter, chicken? You look upset.
Well, Mrs. Huntington is coming here to interview me for the club, and Jane says I should be alone.
What does Jane know, chicken? I'll stay here with you. When we're finished talking to that dame, you'll get into that club unanimously.
Unanimously? Nothing doing. I want to use my right name.
Say, lady, just feel a cake of Swan. It actually differs from other soaps. It feels smoother. As Susie Swan says, it's a smoothie.
It's a smoothie, it's a cake of Swan. You can feel that super cream blend. You can feel the difference in it. You can tell it in a minute. It's a smoothie. That's Swan.
Yes, thanks to Swan's exclusive super creamed blend, Swan is the ideal soap for your complexion care. Why, even the way a cake of Swan feels tells you that it differs from other soaps. Swan has an extra smoothness you can actually feel in the cake itself. You can feel a difference in the lather, too, when you smooth it on your face. Swan's lather feels richer, creamier. And here's a special beauty note. After you wash your face with Swan, your skin feels different. Because thanks to Swan's exclusive super creamed blend, that Swan lather rinses away so completely, your skin fairly glows with freshness and life. It looks softer, smoother, younger. Yes, ladies, for your complexion, the Swan look is a young look.
A full-fledged member of the Women's Professional Club. I've reported to the captain of the bowling team, and for the past hour I've been practicing. With my first ball, I knocked over 6 pins. Guess I'm a little rusty. You see, the pins were in another alley. Gee, I'd like to go home and relax, but I can't because Irma's being interviewed by Mrs. Huntington. I hope she gets into the club. I think she might make it because Irma's a sweet kid as long as she's not under the influence of Al.
Now, look, Chicken, you're a lucky girl that you got me to influence you.
Oh, I realize that, Al.
You know, this Mrs. Huntington will be here any minute, and I want you to be calm.
Oh, but I'm so nervous, Al.
Well, why, Chicken? Haven't you ever belonged to a club before?
Well, when I was a little girl in Minnesota, I was a campfire girl.
Well, did you do anything to make them remember you?
Yes, I burned down the fire.
Well, you see, I have to cover up for you, Chicken. And so that Mrs. Huntington will think that you're hep to clubs, I will teach you a secret handshake. Now, this handshake starts out just like any other, but as you pull your hand away, you gently squeeze the fingers of the other person's hand. Now, let's try it.
All right. I shake your hand like this, then I squeeze. Oh, Al, I got your ring in my hand.
Taught you the wrong handshake.
Oh, Al, Mrs. Huntington will be here any minute, and I just don't know how to behave. Oh, gosh, I can't go through with this.
Chicken, you're getting excited over nothing. Just treat her like she was an old friend of yours. Now, what would you say if you just bumped into an old friend?
Excuse me.
No, Chicken. Just say, hello, Mrs. Huntington. I'm glad you dropped in. Sorry the place is such a mess, but with so many clubs giving you the rush act, you haven't had time to clean up. You got it?
I think so. Just a minute. Let's see. Glad you dropped in. Place such a mess. Clubs, rush act. Haven't time to clean up. Got it. Come in.
How do you do? I'm Mrs. Huntington.
Hello, I'm sorry you haven't had time to clean up.
Chicken.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've been rushing so, well, you know how it is getting ready for a mess.
The girl has a great sense of humor, Mrs. Huntington. Won't you have a seat?
Thank you. Are you Miss Peterson?
Yes, thank you. And this is Al. He's my fiancé, thank you.
Delighted.
Thank you. Mrs. Huntington, I realize you wanted to be alone with Chicken for the interview, but you see...
Just a moment. You call her Chicken?
Yeah, well, you see, we feel darling is vulgar. Should only be used in a mixed crowd.
Yes, you know, Republicans and Democrats.
Oh, really, I'm a little confused.
Oh, we'll get along famously.
Well, first of all, we'd like to know a little something about your background. Where were you born?
In Minnesota.
What part?
Well, it's hard to say.
What do you mean?
Well, I was really born in Minnesota, but we had a big farm, and part of it was in Wisconsin.
Interesting.
Yes, I guess that's why a lot of people say I'm a borderline case.
I see. Now, what is your present occupation?
I work for Mr. Clyde.
What does he do?
Oh, he's a lawyer.
I see. And how long have you been with Mr. Clyde?
Now, let me see. When I first went to work for him, he had curly black hair. Then it got gray. Now it's snow white. I guess I've been with him about 6 months.
I hate to inject myself into this here conversation, but what Chicken means is that due to her efficiency, he quadrupled his work. Why, Chicken here is the cornerstone of Mr. Clyde's organization. Isn't that right, Chicken?
Well, Al, I like to be modest. Mr. Clyde doesn't exactly say I'm like a cornerstone, but he has said I had a head like a rock.
Please, Chicken. You'll have to excuse her, Mrs. Huntington. She gets a little flustered. But if you want a swell member for your club, I would advise you to act fast.
I certainly will. Goodbye.
Oh, gee, Al, do you think I made a good impression?
Impression? Believe me, chicken, you made a dent in her. I got a feeling you're home and you're going to stay there.
Hello, Irma.
Oh, Jane, I'm dying to tell you the good news. Mrs. Huntington was here, and Al says I'm home.
And for keeps. I just left Mrs. Huntington. She went straight to the bar and ordered 6 martinis.
Well, what did she say about me?
When I mentioned your name, she ordered 6 more. And this from a woman who has never touched a drop in her life.
Oh, gee, Jane, she must really be happy to get me as she celebrates like that.
Irma Peterson, don't you realize what you've done to me? And after the way I recommended you?
Jane, I wish you wouldn't talk to me that way. After all, we belong to the same club.
Irma, can't you understand? Not only weren't you accepted, you were condemned.
You mean I have no chance of getting in?
Honey, I've got news for you. You couldn't get into that club if the building was on fire and you passed by with a bucket of water.
Oh, Jane, I'm sorry. I ruined everything. Oh.
Well, honey, you have only yourself to blame. Gee, I've got to go out and meet the girls because we're going bowling tonight.
Oh, Jane, don't leave me alone.
Why not?
Well, if I'm here all alone, I'll have to talk to... Oh, I'll have no one to talk to but myself, and if I get into an argument, I don't know which side to take.
Honey, don't be ridiculous. Besides, I already promised the girls at the club that I'd bowl with them tonight.
But, Jane, I'm afraid to be left alone.
Oh, well, why don't you get Al to take you to a movie?
Oh, movies, balconies. I'm not in the mood for love.
Come in.
Hiya, chicken. Hello, Jane.
Oh, Al, for once I'm glad to see you. Irma, you've got Al to keep you company now.
Why, what's the matter? Didn't chicken get into the club?
No, she didn't.
Can't understand it. Thought I really poured it on to Mrs. Huntington.
You not only poured it on, you hit her with the bucket. Now, Al, you stay right here and keep Irma company till I get back from the bowling tournament at the West Side Bowling Alley. So long, kids.
Well, I feel disgraced. I'm socially tabooed.
Chicken, taboo is a perfume, and right now your chances don't smell that good. But we're not going to take this here lying down. No woman's club's going to kick my girl around. This is a man's job. And there's only one man who can help us.
Who, Al?
Who else but... Hello, Joe? Al, got a problem. How do you get into a place where you're not wanted? What? You haven't got that problem? You're wanted in all 48 states? Now, Joe, you don't understand. Irma's trying to get into a club. Now, if she was a good bowler, I think she could swing it. How does a dame learn to bowl fast? Uh-huh. 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 Mm-hmm. Thanks, Joe. You're a pal. It's things like this that endear you to your fellow man. There must be a reward for you. Oh, there is, and your friends are trying to collect it. Goodbye, noble friend. Come on, chicken. Joe has given me the angle. We'll go down to that bowling alley and make them dames sorry they ever turned you down.
Oh, Al, I'm so excited. I've never bowled before. I just can't wait until I jump over the net and congratulate the pin boy.
Well, I'm at the bowling tournament, and what is going on, I can't begin to describe. The entire crowd is at the far alley watching the greatest bowler you have ever seen. And who is it? Irma Peterson. Now, this I can't understand, because not only has Irma never bowled before, but the one time I took her to a bowling alley, she refused to even lift the ball because she said it was imperfect, it had holes in it. And now there she stands. She's winding up like a cross between Bob Feller and a broken windmill. And there goes the ball. And there go the pins. All of them. And that makes her 5th straight strike. Well, I couldn't understand it, so I said, Irma, where did you learn to bowl like this? You're just sensational. And Irma said...
Oh, it's easy. I just throw the ball and close my eyes.
Close your eyes?
Yes.
But why?
If I hit anybody, I don't want any witnesses.
Well, not only has this knocked me off my pins, but the president of the bowling team has come over and said...
Miss Stacy, forget about Mrs. Huntington. We want your roommate to bowl on our team tonight. Now you tell her that she's admitted to the club and get her to sign this application blank, and we'll lead her off in the tournament right now.
All right, you're the president. Irma, I have wonderful news for you.
What is it, Jane?
Irma, you've been taken into the club. But I've got to know one thing. Why is it that no matter where you roll the ball, all the pins fall down?
Well, don't ask me. Ask Al. He's the pin boy.
Say, ladies, here's some news that will save you money. Yes, it's the Lever Buy 2 sale. Listen, you can save 50% on a modern, heavy-gauge aluminum saucepan. A 2-quart saucepan with a cover that's so useful in your kitchen. It's made of fine 18-gauge aluminum. And what's more, this beautiful saucepan has a no-twist handle. And both the handle and the cover knob are made of no-burn Bakelite. And here's the good news. This gleaming saucepan of Regal aluminum ware is worth $2, but you can get it for $1 if you take advantage of the Lever Buy 2 sale. Here's all you do to get it. Send box tops or wrappers from any 2 of these Lever products. Lux Flakes, Rinso, Lux Toilet Soap, Lifebuoy, Silver Dust, Spry, or Swan Soap. You can get handy order blanks at your store. Orders will be sent postpaid within 3 weeks. The offer expires August 1st, 1948. It's subject to state and local regulations. Send your money with box tops or wrappers from 2 Lever products and your own name and address to Lever Homemakers Club, Box 1, New York City.
Well, we were in it. We had to stay in it. That is, Irma and I remained members of the club for almost 15 minutes. You see, Al kind of got his timing mixed up. Irma led off for our side and made a perfect strike, except for one small technicality. Al knocked all the pins down before the ball left Irma's hand. Well, anyway, now we're ex-club members. I feel terrible, but Irma is convinced she's an athlete. In fact, right now she's taken all our pills and all our medicine and poured them into a pillowcase. For goodness sakes, Irma, what are you doing?
Well, I'm going into training and I'm making a medicine ball.
You know, speaking of medicine, there's nothing that will ever cure my friend Irma.
My Friend Irma, presented by Swan, another fine product of Lever Brothers Company, was produced and directed by Cy Howard. Tonight's script was written by Cy Howard and Clark Levy and starred Mary Wilson as Irma and Kathy Lewis as Jane. The part of Professor Kropotkin was played by Hans Conried. Ladies, listen. The shortage of fats and oils is still very serious, and it's worldwide. So please keep on saving every drop of used kitchen fat. Your butcher will pay you for every pound. Frank Bingman speaking.
Spry.
Cakes are light and high.
Spry.
There's a reason why.
Spry.
Cakes improve with Spry.
Rely on Spry.
Yes, there's a reason why Spry makes grand cakes. Spry has an amazing cake improver secret. Try the Spry one bowl way and be sure of lighter, finer, richer cakes every time. No other type of shortening has Spry's cake improver. For new cake-making success, try Spry, the pure, all-vegetable shortening.
Rely on Spry. S-P-R-Y. Rely on Spry. S-P-R-Y.
Tune in next week 1 hour earlier and listen to the Lux Radio Theater, immediately followed by My Friend Irma. This is CBS, where 99 million people gather every week. The Columbia Broadcasting System.
77 years ago, May 17th, 1945, My Friend Irma, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Be sure to share our podcast with your friends. Do that on Facebook or Twitter. You can find our pages there, so it's easy to share. You can also go there to support the show. You'll find all sorts of interesting things at classicradio.stream. Up next, the Bird's Eye Open House, starring Dinah Shore with her guest, Captain Spaulding. No, Groucho Marx.
In time of disaster, natural or nuclear, medical aid may not be available. That's why one member of each family should take a Red Cross first aid or home nursing course now.
Bird's Eye Open House now on Classic Radio Theater on this Saturday, starring Dinah Shore with her announcer Harry Von Zell and her guest, Groucho Marx.
Bird's Eye Frosted Foods present Bird's Eye Open House, starring Dinah Shore with her special guest, Groucho Marx. Take it away, Dinah.
Dream when you're feeling blue. Dream, that's the thing to do. Just watch the smoke rings rise in the air. You'll find your share of memories there. So dream when the day is through. Dream and they might come true. Things never are as bad as they seem. So dream, dream, dream. Things never are as bad as they seem. So dream, dream, dream.
Thank you, and hello, everybody. It's nice seeing so many of you on hand for another session of our Bird's Eye Open House. On hand to make your visit an enjoyable one is our very special guest, Mr. Groucho Marx. In the music department, we have Robert Emmett Dolan in the orchestra, Joe Lilly in the chorus, and here's my good man Friday, who's with me every Thursday, Harry Von Zell.
Yes.
Hi, Harry.
Hello, Dinah. Yeah, I can't talk, honestly.
You can't
not
talk?
tonight. No, listen, I just passed a butcher shop, and did I see a 12-pound roast beef?
Ooh.
It was the most beautiful thing I ever saw.
Well, why didn't you get it?
Get it, she said. Get it. Dinah, with the number of points that butcher wanted for it, 7 soldiers could get out of the army. My word.
Well, there you go, Harry. Always thinking of food.
Well, now, that's not so. No,
Always thinking of food.
Dinah,
Harry.
I think of lots of things much more vital than foods. Why, right now, I should be up in San Francisco where I belong.
Oh, Harry.
Huh? What's the matter?
Now, don't be silly. What would you know about international affairs?
What would I know about international affairs, you see?
Yes.
Dinah, permit me a few small-sized guffaws. Faw. Why, I'm surprised. Only last week, Dinah, I was called in on an important meeting on post-war reconversion.
Who else attended?
Henry Kaiser was there.
Henry Kaiser?
He brought up the subject of shipyard reconversion, and General Arnold brought up the subject of airplane reconversion, and then I got up and brought up the subject of Lana Turner.
What happened?
Nothing. She's one project that don't need reconversion.
Well, now I'm jealous, and I'm going to sing. Oh, that's all. He's home for a little while. He's mine once again. No need to tell, but it feels simply swell with him close to me, where he's supposed to be. He's home for a little while. I live
the skies when he looks in my eyes, and my knees grow weak with bliss. He's sort of changed, he's kind of different from the boy I used to know a while ago. Strange how much he says without a word, and when he holds my hand, I understand I'm his, but forevermore he's mine, mine alone. We'll have to part, but he's close to my heart for the little while he's home.
Oh, that was swell, Dinah. Say, you know something? While you were singing, I did a little figuring. And do you realize that your voice traveled 25,000 miles in 1/10 of a second?
Harry, you're amazing.
I can't help
Now,
it.
you see, that just shows... Modest little fella. That just shows what a college education did for you.
Oh, now don't you believe it, Dinah. I'm a self-made man. I spent 4 years at Harvard and learned nothing.
I spent 2 years at Vassar and learned plenty.
That sounds like Groucho Marx.
It sure is, huh?
Hello,
I don't want to get
Groucho.
out of... Hello, Dinah, my sweet.
How are you?
Dinah, I've seen you look lovely, but never as lovely as you look tonight. Why, that dress is magnificent.
Well, thank you. I'm so glad you like it. You know, it's the first dress to come out of unoccupied France.
Maybe, but it's certainly well occupied now.
Groucho, I've never known a man who notices women's clothes as much as you do.
Why shouldn't I? Why, next to a woman, what is more important than clothes?
A girdle that fits.
A girdle, eh? That Von Zell certainly has an elastic mind. Another remark like that, and I'll see to it that you're sent up the river for a two-way stretch.
Well, Groucho, you've certainly got a point there, and it's right on top of your head.
I keep it that way to sharpen my pencils.
Oh, please now, fellas, stop it. Don't start that all over again. No squabbling.
Well, he squabbed first. You can't get chicken, now you can't get squab.
You see what I say, Dinah? Here we were having an intelligent discussion when this buffoon breaks in and...
Me, a buffoon? That's a laugh. Buffoon. That certainly is a laugh. Well, maybe it isn't a laugh. I don't know. They told me it was.
I told you, Dinah, the man knows nothing.
Is that so? Well, for 3 weeks I was at Dumbarton Oaks.
Oh, but I didn't see you. I was at Dumbarton Oaks.
I was disguised as an acorn. I was out on a limb for 2 days.
Oh, please, let's...
Nothing personal, though.
Groucho, you just have to face it now. I can't picture you thinking seriously of the international scene. I just
No,
can't.
well, at the moment I'm involved in a tremendous international project to build a superhighway up the coast of California, through Canada, across Alaska, over the Bering Sea. And I, Groucho Marx, have just gotten official permission from Joseph Stalin himself.
To run the road through Russia?
No, to run a hot dog stand outside of Moscow. We're using red mustard. And yellow frankfurters.
I can't get a word in edgewise. It's
Not
what
with
I
red
tell
mustard.
You, he knows nothing about international affairs. He's a buffoon.
Buffoon. Only last week I had a long talk with Molotov. And you know what I said?
What?
Nothing. I can't speak a word of Russian.
Well, I can speak a word of Russian, and I will.
Let's hear.
Muravkov.
Muravkov?
Muravkov. What does that mean?
Spinach.
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 Bird's eye, quick frozen spinach.
Muravkov?
Muravkov?
The most delicious, luscious, garden fresh spinach you ever had the pleasure of sinking your teeth into. So garden fresh you'd think you had just picked it out of your own garden. And when the representatives of all the nations are seated around the conference table, what do you think they'll ask for first?
Diner, I can get 11 to 5 around the corner. The guy says Maravkov. Or spinach.
Well, I know where I can get 12 to 1.
I'll take 12 to 1.
You will?
Sure. 12 to 1 is my lunch hour, and what's better at lunch than bird's eye spinach?
He's saying he got a one-track Maravkov.
Well, no, it's so easy to prepare, Groucho. There's no washing, no sorting, no sand or grit. Nothing to do with bird's eye Maravkov, but take those glistening green leaves of perfectly clean spinach out of the package.
I'm glistening every word you say.
Really, it's so easy. You take it out of the package, pop into boiling water, cook, and eat. And that's all.
Dinah, this spinach auctioneer doesn't know anything about international affairs. He doesn't know a pact from a treaty.
Oh, no? I know that bird's eye spinach comes attractively packed and is a treaty for the whole family. I thought for a minute I'd never get out of that.
As far as I'm concerned, you can crawl back in again. You and your Maravkov.
And think of this, Groucho.
Imagine cream Maravkov, huh?
Are you using the same script I've got here?
Yeah, but I put cream on top of mine.
Hey, Groucho,
use anything comes around here.
Here's another thing. 1 box of bird's eye spinach will serve 4. It doesn't take a ration point, and it's really wonderful eating. So everybody should buy lots of packages of bird's eye spinach.
Dinah, I've listened to Von Zell long enough. It's time I told you that I had a long talk with Stettinius. And he assured me that right now I've got 1 foot under the conference table.
Oh, Groucho, he's just pulling your leg.
That's great.
That's just what do you mean?
Well, all he has to do is pull the other leg, and I'll have both feet under the conference table.
When I write to you and say everything is okay, if my letters seem gay, can't you read between the lines? I go dancing when I'm blue, as you wrote me to do, but it's not like with you. Can't you read between the lines? It might worry you if I told you I cried every night. You tell me it won't, but why take a chance that it might I'll be seeing you again? Only heaven knows when, but my dear, until then, can't you read between the lines? But why take a chance that it might I'll be seeing you again? Only heaven knows when, but my dear, until then, can't you read between the lines?
Now, ladies and gentlemen, comes time for the Bird's Eye Little Players to bring you an episode in the home life of the Thorndikes. Mary, played by Dinah, and John Thorndike, played by Groucho Marx, are in the parlor. It is the night of their daughter Olive's graduation. Mary speaks.
Oh, John,
Yes, matey?
how are things at the department store today?
Department store? What department store?
Sears.
Sears? What business is he in?
He runs a department store.
A department store? What's that got to do with me?
But, John, you've been working there for 20 years.
20 years. Well, this is a fine time to tell me. What do I do there?
You're in lingerie.
I'm in lingerie?
Yes.
No wonder the floor walkers keep whistling at me.
Tell me, John, did you go in to speak to the boss today?
What boss?
Mr. Sears.
Mr. Sears? What business is he in?
He owns a department store.
Lucky man. What a business to own. Huge profits. Makes money year in and year out. It's positively a foolproof business.
Oh, I wish you owned a department store.
Not me.
Why not?
It's too risky. And now, matey, what did you want to ask me?
Did you speak to the boss about a raise?
I should say not.
Why not?
He doesn't deserve a raise.
John, it's you I'm talking about. You deserve a raise.
I do?
Yes.
Why?
Well, after all, John, you've been working there for 20 years.
20 years is a long time, matey. And I've just made up my mind.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to quit tomorrow.
But where will you apply for another job?
Sears.
But, John, you have a job at Sears now.
Good. Then I can apply during my lunch hour.
Now, please, John. John, dear, promise me you'll speak to your boss.
My boss? Who's my boss?
Sears.
Sears. Can't you ever say anything else but Sears? Matey, I've got a good mind to break out engagement.
But, John, we've been married for 19 years.
19 years?
Yes.
Good. I'm tired of being a bachelor. Well, I think I'll go out and see a movie.
A movie? John, now don't tell me you've forgotten about tonight.
Tonight? What's tonight?
You're going to the public school graduation.
Graduation? Don't be silly. I graduated from public school 30 years ago.
Not your graduation.
Well, that's different. Well, matey, you're graduating at last.
I'm not graduating.
Left back again, eh?
John, it's your daughter who's graduating.
My daughter? Who's my daughter?
Olive.
Olive? Who's Olive?
Olive is your daughter.
Ridiculous.
Of course she's your daughter. She looks just like you.
Who looks just like me?
Your daughter.
She does?
Yes, she has your nose.
No wonder I couldn't smell the corned beef and cabbage last night.
Oh, she's a lovely child.
Who's a lovely child?
Olive.
Olive? Who's Olive?
Your daughter, John. Just think, she's sweet 16 and she's never been kissed.
Well, don't you think it's about time one of us kissed her?
John, just think she's in high school now, and when she's 20, she'll be at finishing school.
Finishing school at 20. That's remarkable. I didn't finish school until I was 37. Of course, I was only half finished. My father was Swedish.
You know, I think high school is very important. My father went to high school, and he took his hat off to no man.
Your father took his hat off to no man?
That's right.
He must have gotten some mighty interesting haircuts.
Oh, John, you're so absent-minded. I just know you didn't get a graduation present for Olive.
What did you get her?
I bought her a fountain pen, the kind that doesn't leak 16,000 feet in the air.
16,000 feet in the air.
Yes.
Olive is a tall girl, isn't she?
John, it's almost time to go to the graduation. You'd better call the florist and order something.
Whatever you say, dear. Hello, Acme Flowers? Yes, I'd like to order some flowers. For who? Just a moment. Who are the flowers for?
For Olive.
Olive? Who's Olive?
Your daughter.
Hello, they're for my daughter. He doesn't even know her name. Those florists. What's that? You suggest bachelor buttons? How much are they? What's that? $6 a dozen for bachelor buttons? Well, just send over the buttons. You can keep the bachelor. Goodbye. And now, matey, I hope you're satisfied. Well, let's go to the movies.
Have you forgotten? We're going to Olive's graduation.
Olive? Who's Olive?
John, this is too much. Your absent-mindedness has finally driven me mad. I can't stand another moment of it. I'm going to divorce you.
Matey, do you know what you're saying?
Yes, John. I'm leaving you.
Very well, but there's one thing we must settle first.
What's that?
Who will get custody of Olive?
Olive? Who's Olive?
Evelina, won't you ever take a shine to that moon? Evelina, ain't you bothered by the bobolinks too? Tell me how long you're gonna keep delaying the day. Don't you reckon it's wrong?
Trifling with April this way.
Baby, Evelina, won't you pay a little mind to me soon? Wake up, wake up. The earth is fair, the fruit is fine. But what's the use of smelling watermelon, clinging to another fella's vine? Evelina, won't you roll off that vine and be mine? Wake up, wake up. The earth is fair, the fruit is fine. But what's the use of smelling watermelon, growing on another fella's vine? Oh, Evelina, won't you roll right off the vine and be mine? Roll off the vine and be mine. All mine, all mine, all mine.
Say, Mom, will you do me a favor? Tomorrow, before you go shopping, grab a piece of string and tie it around your little finger. And then when you go into your Bird's Eye store to buy some of those wonderful Bird's Eye frosted foods, let that string remind you to be sure that the packages you pick are clearly marked Bird's Eye. Because, listen, if they're not, you won't enjoy that famous Bird's Eye quality and flavor. And then you might as well take that string and go out and fly a kite with it. But seriously, though, you really should be sure those packages you pick carry the Bird's Eye label. Because, you see, there are many brands of frosted foods, but only one Bird's Eye. And there's nothing more delicious than Bird's Eye, for their farm freshness is captured for you by quick freezing. And there's nothing easier to serve, for Bird's Eye foods are all prepared and cleaned. So all you do is remove them from the package, cook them, and eat them. And nothing but the package marked Bird's Eye can give that famous Bird's Eye uniform top quality, Bird's Eye garden freshness. So for your own protection, look for and be sure you get that Bird's Eye label. Remember, for the better buy in frosted foods, better buy Bird's Eye.
You belong to my heart now and forever, and our love had its start not long ago. We were gathering said I love you, every beat of my heart said it too. 'Twas a moment like this. Do you remember? And your eyes held a kiss when they met mine. Now we own all the stars, and a million guitars are still playing. Darling, you are the song, and you'll always belong to my heart.
We were gathering stars while a million guitars played our love song. When I said I love you, every beat of my heart said it too.
Una vez nada más se entrega el alma con la dulce total renunciación. Una vez nada más en mi huerto brilló la esperanza que alumbra el camino de mi soledad. La da di da da da, la da di da 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 da, la da di da 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 da. You belong to my
Groucho, thanks a lot for helping with the festivities tonight. It was wonderful having you. Next week, we here at the Bird's Eye Open House are looking forward to a visit from the Universal Studio motion picture star, Turn Bay. Girls, please. Ladies and gentlemen, we're all hoping and praying that VJ Day will soon happen. But we all know that hopes and prayers are not quite enough when there are 80 million Japs who still have to be beaten. So let's not just hope and pray. Let's buy war bonds. Let's make this 7th war bond drive the biggest yet. You know, the road to Tokyo is a long and a rough one. It'll be paved with suffering and American lives. Let's shorten that road the only way we can, by buying bonds. They're an investment in the United States, in democracy, and a better world. Night, everybody.
Hey, friends, next week, tune in a half hour earlier and hear a full hour of entertainment. The Frank Morgan Show with Cass Daly, followed immediately by Bird's Eye Open House with Dinah Shore, her special guest, Turhan Bey, Robert Emmett Dolan, his orchestra, Joe Lilly, his chorus, and yours truly. Bird's Eye Open House, starring Dinah Shore, is written by Howard Harris and Sid Zelinka.
Speak. Speak for Gaines. Yes, dogs put their bark of approval on Gaines. Gaines, Gaines dog meal that nourishes every inch of your dog. The complete meal containing everything dogs are known to need. Meat meal, vegetables, cereals, minerals, and vitamins. That's why it's been a trusted standby of prize dog breeders and veterinarians for over 15 years. Listen to your dog speak. Speak for Gaines. America's largest selling dog food.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
You're listening to KFI Los Angeles, Earl C. Anthony Incorporated, California Packer Distributor. Following is transcribed.
Every night after supper, here's the way the songs begin.
I like chiclets, candy-coated chewing gum.
Then we chew refreshing refreshing chiclets, and all of us join in. I like chiclets, candy-coated chewing gum.
80 years ago, May 17th, 1945, the Bird's Eye Open House here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Thanks for making us a part of your day. And coming up next, we'll check in with Peg Lynch and Alan Bunce, the couple next door.
Every family should have a home shelter area. Every family should stock that shelter area with a 2-week supply of food and water. Prepare now to survive disaster.
Now it's time to go back 65 years to May 17th, 1960. Peg Lynch and Alan Bunce, the couple next door.
CBS Radio brings you The Couple Next Door, written by Peg Lynch and starring Peg Lynch and Alan Bunce.
Yes, I'm coming. Oh, golly, time of night. All right. Who is it?
Let me in.
What?
Let me in. Honestly, I've been ringing the doorbell and knocking for 10 minutes.
Well, for Pete's sake. What are you doing wandering around outdoors in your nightgown and bathrobe at 5 o'clock in the morning?
The dog wanted to go out. Take his leash off, will you?
Oh, for heaven's sakes. Well, we're certainly not going to have this every morning.
Well, what are we going to do about it? It starts getting light early now, and when it's light, he wants to get out. Since we can't let him out by himself anymore, somebody has to trot him around on a leash. I suppose we can take turns.
Take turns? Look, I'll be darned if I'm getting up even earlier than I have to just to waltz the dog around the woods on a leash, thank you.
I don't know what we can do about it, dear. I certainly can't sleep with his barking. Didn't you hear him this morning?
No. Put him in the basement at night.
He was in the basement. He carried on like crazy. And I heard him scratching and pounding the kitchen door leading to the basement, so I finally got up and came down.
Well, as soon as I get the wire fencing finished. And he's got his pen out there. He can stay out there at night. It'll be warm enough in summer, anyhow.
When are you going to get it finished? You worked all weekend, dear.
Well, I never thought about making a gate of some kind. If we don't have a gate, how can we get in and out ourselves to leave us food and all that?
That's what I said.
Well, I'll try to finish it when I get home from the office this afternoon.
I hope so. He certainly shouldn't be in the house all day. But you saw this weekend what a nuisance it is running out to unwind the rope when he goes around and around in the tree. And then he barks.
I know. Oh, golly. Come here, boy. Come here. You know something? You're getting to be one heck of a nuisance. Yes.
Oh, look at him. He thinks you said something nice.
No, I'm not going to shake hands. I'm mad at you. Yeah, I got a right to be 5 o'clock in the morning. All right, now stop wagging your tail. It's not funny.
Oh, shake hands with him. Look at him.
Oh, golly.
Darling.
All right, how do you do? Well, I tell you, he's not going to like being penned up outside, I'll tell you that.
Is that dog? Brownie! Here, boy. Want a biscuit? Brownie? Well, come here. Where have you been?
I'll tell you where he's been. In my yard.
Oh, my heaven. Well, Mr. Cutler, I'm very sorry. I was getting lunch for my son.
Now, this is the second time that this has happened since I warned you people to keep him tied up.
Well,
And if I'd caught him this time, he'd have gone down to the dog pound again.
Mr. Cutler, we're doing our best. My husband hasn't finished making a pen for Brownie. He hopes to when he gets home this afternoon. In the meantime, I can't keep the dog in the house all the time, and I haven't time to spend the day running him around on a leash. So I've tried tying him up. He just winds himself around the tree. He's not used to it. He's never been tied up before.
Oh, I'm well aware of that, Mrs. Piper.
Well, we're doing the best we can, Mr. Cutler. Now, for a week, my entire life has revolved around trying to keep our dog away from your yard.
A week?
And
I've had 2 years of trying to keep your dog away from my yard. 2 years of his digging up my tulip bulbs to plant his bones, and 2 years of his knocking down my gladiolus stakes. For 2 years now, I have mentioned the matter to you pleasantly, And you've always been so sorry. Well, now, apparently, I've got to be unpleasant to get any action.
Well,
and
maybe if you took a willow switch and kind of, switched his little legs when he comes over there.
I don't want to switch his little legs. I don't want to be mean to a dog. But I'm a man who loves flowers. And I spend hours, to say nothing of a small fortune, on fertilizer and peat moss and...
Oh, I know. Isn't it terrible? What do you pay for peat moss?
Oh, well, now, a bale of peat moss costs darn near... I didn't come over here to discuss the cost of peat moss. Anyway, I spend too much. I don't even want to think of it. Too much to have your dog ruining my roses, and this is my last warning. Now, you keep your dog at home, or I shall see to it that the police enforce for once what is definitely a city ordinance. Good afternoon, Mrs. Piper.
Yes, well, good afternoon, Mr. Cutler.
Would you mind calling him? He seems to be following me back home.
Yes, I'm sorry. Brownie, come here. Come on back here. Come on. Biscuit. Come on in the house. Come on. That's the boy. May I ask, Brownie, what you see in Mr. Cutler? No, I don't want to shake hands. Now, get in the house. Get in the house, young man. Get in
the house. There we are. Honey, come here. I finished making the gate to the dog pen. There. Yeah, kind of a flimsy job, but at least it's a gate. We can get in and out anyhow. Come on, bring the dog.
Just a minute, I'm putting on his leash. I don't even want to take a chance of his getting away from me between the porch and the dog pen.
Boy, my back is killing me, I tell you. If it hadn't been for my back, I'd have finished this before. Do you realize it's been darn near a week that our lives have been dominated by this dog? Getting the wire fencing and all the trouble with that glorified doghouse.
I know. Come on, Brownie. Come on. That's what I told Mr. Cutler when he was here this noon and he was so mad. I said we'd been doing our best to arrange things so Brownie was kept in our yard. Well, he was so unpleasant.
Take off his leash, honey. There we are. All right, go on. Get in there now. Go on.
Has he got plenty of room to run around? I mean, it looks so small.
Well, look, I made it 40 by 20. You've got plenty of room. Well, I mean, it may not be like having the whole outdoors to run around in, but it's what he gets for trespassing at the neighbors.
He doesn't seem to mind so far being penned in.
Well, he didn't know it yet. Wait till he prowls around a bit and finds out he can't get out. And, of course, we'll have another problem. We'll have to put up with his barking. But I'm telling you now, we'll just have to sit it out, that's all. Come on, leave him alone. Now we'll go on in the house. Dinner ready?
Yes, almost. Oh, look at him running around sort of frantically. Oh, honey, he's beginning to realize that he can't get out.
Don't look at him. Come on.
I don't know how you can just sit there and read the paper.
Hand me that ashtray, will you, please?
You just finished a cigarette.
I'm smoking another. Well, look, I am sorry. I can't help it. I don't enjoy his barking any more than you do.
All through dinner. Now it's nearly 9 o'clock. Wouldn't you think he'd have such a sore throat he'd stop? Oh, let's go bring him in the house.
No.
I just cannot stand it any longer.
It's just like a baby crying. You have got to sit it out. We go out there now and pick him up. He'll think all he has to do is bark, and we'll come and get him. Now, he's got to learn that's where he is going to be.
When I went up to kiss Betsy goodnight, she was crying.
All right, I explained it to her. We're not doing it to be mean.
Seems like it.
I told her that if we want to keep Brownie at all from now on, he will have to be penned up.
I know it's not right to hate people, but I sort of hate Mr. Cutler. The only satisfaction I have is that Brownie's barking must be driving the Cutlers crazy, too. Think they can hear him over there?
No, I went outside. I heard Cutler's hi-fi turned up so loud, I wondered how they could stand it.
Probably to drown out Brownie's barking. I told Mr. Cutler, I said, we are doing our best. Huh? What?
See? He stopped. Yeah, what did I tell you?
Oh, poor little thing must be exhausted. Shall I go get him now?
No. Look, it's a warm night. It's not going to rain. Leave him right there. He's got a doghouse if it does rain.
He must think we've really deserted him. We didn't touch his dinner when I was out there. I noticed.
Stop worrying. He'll eat when he's hungry. You left the food out there, didn't you?
Yes, and he has water. His fresh water.
Yeah.
I took out his rubber toys. Oh, thank heavens he stopped. I got a headache. What's the matter?
Well, no, nothing. I just wondered why he stopped barking.
Well, it's dark. You can't see anything out the window. What Well, now, are you going out there just after you told me not to?
Well, I turn on the outside lights, will you? I'm just going to see if he's all right, that's all.
Well, wait a minute. I'm coming with you. Why wouldn't he be all right?
Well, I just meant in case he tried to jump over and caught his collar on the fence or something.
Good heavens, he'd choke himself to death with... Brownie? Brownie?
Here, boy, Brownie. Here, boy, Brownie. Where is he?
Maybe he's in the doghouse. Brownie? Brownie?
Oh,
the little
look,
thing.
look.
What? Where is he? Where?
Look at the hole there in the ground. He dug under the fence and squirmed out. Oh, Brownie. Where do you suppose he is, Brownie? Brownie.
He wouldn't have run over to the Cutler's place at night again tonight.
Golly, don't ask me. I don't know, but Uh-oh.
What is it?
I see a flashlight coming down our driveway through the woods, and I don't expect it's walking by itself. I think it's safe to assume it's carried by Mr. Cutler.
He said if he caught Brownie over there again, he'd call the police. Do you think he has?
I don't know. Come on. Mr. Cutler, surely. Now you can see that we've done our best. After all, my wife and I are at our wits' end. For days now, we've done nothing but worry about our dog. I mean, I've nearly ruined my back again fixing up a dog pen. We even got him a dog house.
That's a dog house?
It was a packing case that the Gillises had their furniture shipped in on a flat car from the coast, and they turned it into a dog house for their St. Bernard, who died some years ago.
Yes, and they generously gave it to us. This tumble-down mountain shack to get it out of their yard, and I had to get a truck. Mind you. Took 4 men all day, and for what I paid in trucking charges, I could have built the dog a Cape Cod bungalow.
Mr. Piper, my yard, though it might not look like much to you, has cost me more than the botanical gardens, and it's bad enough to spend the summer fighting the Japanese beetles and the crabgrass and the moles and the plant lice and the aphids and the tent caterpillars without also having the neighbor's dog
Mr. Cutler,
constantly in my yard digging holes.
You have a mosquito on your chin.
Burying his bones and digging them up again.
I'm sorry. You had a big mosquito right on it.
Doing?
Well, he had a...
Gracious, aren't we having enough trouble without socking the poor man on the jaw?
Sorry. I didn't mean to hit so hard. He had a mosquito. I just instinctively, I told him. I'm sorry, Mr. Cutler. I'm terribly sorry. I'm very sorry.
Well, it's all right. My wife does it to me all the time.
Well, I'm sorry.
Forget the mosquito. Now, let's get back to the dog.
Well, all right, but Mr. Cutler, what do you want us to do? Get rid of him?
Oh, I didn't say that. Oh, look, I've got roses. I love my roses. I'm experimenting with them. Now, your dog knocks over the namestakes. I don't know which one is which. All I can suggest is that you dig a 2-foot trench. Sink your fencing in deeper so he can't dig himself out, but do something. I've got enough on my mind with the crabgrass and the Japanese.
I understand. Surely we'll find something.
All right.
Don't worry.
Well, good night.
Yes, good night.
Good night.
Please do something.
All right. Now, don't worry about it.
Yes, we'll do something, Mr. Cutler, yes.
Boy.
My goodness. Wouldn't think crabgrass and Japanese beetles could get a grown man almost in tears.
Oh, yes. I can imagine it very easily with our dog, coupled with our dog. Well, I'll have to redo all this fencing.
Oh,
and after this, honey, please.
What?
Let people slap their own mosquitoes, huh?
Oh, I just did it to be nice, you know. I mean, I just...
Yes.
Oh, really? No, I sort of like Mr. Cutler. I feel sorry, but maybe we ought to get better acquainted and see more of the Cutlers.
I have a feeling we will, dear. Brownie, come on. Brownie, come on. Now, you stay home, do you understand? Mr. Cutler doesn't like you.
Now, don't say that. You'll hurt his feelings.
Here, Brownie, come on now, boy. Come on.
With Paris, the sudden host to an international uproar, with every sign that it's all over but the disappointment, the news will be swift in the making in every world capital for weeks and months to come. Your speedy, reliable pipeline to all developments, fast as they break, continues to be CBS News on CBS Radio. Keep tuned to this station and be sure that whatever breaks, fast as it breaks, word will reach you here first from CBS News. The Couple Next Door stars Peg Lynch and Alan Bunce.
It's always something. 65 years ago, May 17th, 1950, The Couple Next Door, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Have yourself a great Saturday. We'll be back tomorrow with drama, suspense, Donovan's Brain, Orson Welles, Boston Blackie, Sergeant Preston of the Yukon, Freedom USA, starring Tyrone Power, and Lum and Abner. See you tomorrow for more Classic Radio Theater. I'm Wyatt Cox.